Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jayati Jagati Mayam Yasya Kaya Dhavaste Vachanadachanamekam Kevalam Chakalayya Dhruvamadamatipiyato Yat Krupato Dhruvoyam Kushalapatram Brahmaputram Natos. Tallakshanani vachyante nana matabhedat. Pujadishu anuragaha iti parāsharyaha. Kadhadishu anuragaha iti gargaha. Nana matabhedat. Munde munde matir bhinna. Each mind, each skull, each mastishka, mati is different. So the same thing will be experienced in different ways by different acharyas. So, Bhagavan Parāsharya Vyasa, according to him, puja adishu anuraga, building temples, doing the pradishta of Bhagavan, and then doing pujas of Bhagavan, and also the festivals of Bhagavan. Your love towards Bhagavan is expressed as, what is bhakti? Sattvasmin parama-prema rupa. There is no difference. But how that parama-prema express? Suppose there are 4 children, 4 parents. And all these 4 children will have great love and respect for their parents. But how this love expressed is different. Each child expresses love, but in different way. Some people will be very attached, will show a lot of love. Some people will not show anything, but in their heart there will be so much of love. So this is a thing. This is the problem with this bhakti, because this is we cannot actually explain what this is, but it is there, and it expresses in different ways. So when I love there are people, when they love a person, then they want to build a nice house for you, want to take care of you, everything, they are more of expression, but they may not tell you, now when then I love you or anything. They take care of you. So that is more of a, action oriented. So according to Bhagavan Vedavyasa, what is this bhakti? How this bhakti expresses? The bhakti expresses as action. Building a beautiful temple for Bhagavan. We don't have any beautiful place only, but in your house itself, whatever is best with you, in your small room, you make a nice shrine for him. Every day you keep clothes for him, change clothes for him. Now winter, now you have winter clothing for Bhagavan. Summer, change everything. Now summer clothes are there. Like that. See, these are all, it's not that everybody should do all this, but there are people, for them, this is bhakti. This is not bhakti. This is the expression of bhakti. Bhakti is parama-prema. Okay? They cook so many items for Bhagavan. And they take him and then keep him on his lap and then brush his teeth. Really? One day I went to, once I was there in Puri, I think some 7:30 time, these pandas are standing there with long sticks. With this. And then doing something. I asked, what is happening here? They are brushing Bhagavan. Huge forms and long this neem ka, that neem patas, they are made like a brush and then I thought, see, we cannot even think such things in our temples. You take a small and then beating him, etc. Brushing is not brushing or like that he was doing. So I thought, oh God, what is happening here? But that is bhakti. So bhakti is, expression according to Bhagavan. Do something. Oh, you say that I have a lot of bhakti, but then you don't do anything to Bhagavan. Oh, what kind of bhakti is there? So, pujādishu anurāga. You love to do things for him. You love to cook. You love to decorate. You love to build. If there is any chance, then you will build a temple also. If not possible, then in your room you make a small shrine for him. See, these are all. Is this bhakti? Is this bhakti? We can't say. But there are people who make temples to make money also. So making temple is not bhakti. But making temple could be a way to express bhakti. Pujādishu anurāga. Now there are some other people. They are not very interested in making temples and all that, but they always want to chant Bhagavan's Nama. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Wherever they go, whenever they are, whatever they are doing, Bhagavan Nama Smarana is always there. They love to go and then listen to Bhagavan's Katha. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the same thing only everywhere, every people. But each time when you hear, if you have that Katha-ruci, it is a different experience. What is different? That we can't actually explain. Only a Katha-rasika, because in each time, some specific points will be touching him. You have some stories, some anecdotes, something. So, they love to listen to Bhagavan's Bhagavata Katha. So, there are people, akhanda srota. From one place to one place to one place, they go on. Wherever Bhagavatam is there, they will go there, stay there 7 days, listen. And then where is the next Bhagavata? There. Because they love to listen. And in the same mandapa, there will be people who are sleeping also. And there is one person who is sitting there and then crying and crying. When Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was traveling. And then, he gave a lecture about Bhagavad Gita, etc. And people were sitting and then listening and all that. He saw that somebody is sitting far away. And when Bhagavan Mahaprabhu went near him, he saw that this person is in a kind of samadhi, and from the, eyes, premashru are just. So, Prabhu asked him, oh my dear, you understood everything? I was giving such a, with quoting from this and that, I was giving a lecture, and then you understood? He said, oh Mahaprabhu, I am a literate person, I can't understand what you are telling or anything. Sanskrit, what Sanskrit? Then why your, ashrus are coming? When you are telling all the stories of Bhagavan, or the tattva of Bhagavan, I was thinking about that Bhagavan is sitting and looking like this and then telling to this Arjuna, how much pain it would have been for Bhagavan. Think about Bhagavan is sitting like this and then, talking to Arjuna like this for a long time. If I sit like that 2 minutes, I get tired. And how much pain would have been there for Bhagavan. That's why I am crying. So, so we cannot generalize the bhakti. So in each person, bhakti appears in different ways. Kadhadishu iti gargaha. Then comes the next is the fourth sutra in this topic. ātma-raty-avirodheneti iti śāṇḍilyaḥ. ātma-raty-avirodheneti iti śāṇḍilyaḥ. ātma-raty-avirodha. Okay? Ātma-raty, E, then A. So what happens? Ego energy. So, ātma-raty-avirodha, ātma-raty-avirodhena, iti śāṇḍilyaḥ. Now comes an Acharya named śāṇḍilyaḥ. Very famous Acharya. He is like, we have this Nārada Bhakti Sūtra, there is a śāṇḍilyaḥ Bhakti Sutra also. And they say that Tapon Maharaj wrote a commentary for this śāṇḍilyaḥ Bhakti Sutra. But it is lost. We do not know where it gone. So, this śāṇḍilyaḥ was a great Acharya. So, he also wrote śāṇḍilyaḥ Bhakti Sutras. In that śāṇḍilyaḥ Sutra, he says that, what is Bhakti? Bhakti is ubhaya param iti śāṇḍilyaḥ. What is Bhakti according to śāṇḍilyaḥ? Ubhaya param. Ubhaya param nama kim? Ubhaya parata. What is ubhaya parata? It says ātma-raty and parama-vyākulateti. What is Bhakti? Bhakti is ātma-raty and Bhakti is parama-vyākulateti. When you close your eyes, Bhakti is ātma-raty. When you open your eyes, it is parama-vyākulateti. So, rati, ramanam is Bhakti. But the importance is ātma-raty-avirodha. You may do anything. You may cook food, you may decorate Bhagavan, you may, sing Bhagavan's glories, you may, chant Bhagavan's nama, you may do the Bhagavata, Shravana or Kathana, anything. You do anything. But everything should be ātma-raty-avirodhena. You should be able to do everything with total love with Bhagavan. If that is not there, then it's not Bhakti. You build a huge, beautiful temple. But if the temple was built without ātma-raty, then that is not Bhakti. So building a thing or doing a thing or even chanting a thing, nothing is Bhakti unless ātma-raty is there. So what is, according to śāṇḍilyaḥ, what is Bhakti? Ātma-raty is Bhakti. Ātma-raty, and he has no problem with whatever other expressions, but everything should be done with ātma-raty. No, rati, ramanam in the Atman, in Bhagavan. You called Bhagavan Atma, same. It says, Bhagavan himself, he says to Uddhava, no, how is now these gopikas are living? Says, Tānāvidan mayyanuṣaṅga-baddhadhiya swātmānam adastadedam yatha samadhau munayobdhito ye nadya-pravishta iva nama-rūpe. What is the status or state of gopikas? Says, nadyaha abdhito ye pravishtaha iva. There are hundreds and thousands of rivers. The moment enter into the ocean, all their nama rupa all gone. Whether it is Ganga, Yamuna, Ganga or Sindhu or Krishna, the moment it touches the ocean, then what happens? All their nama rupas are gone. Okay, like that is the state of the gopikas. If you ask them, who are you? They will say Krishna. Gone. Gone. Go home. Ta na vidan mai anuṣaṅga-baddhadhiya. Because they are totally their mati is in me. So they walk around, they do all the things, maybe. But they do not know what is happening. Because there's a very famous bhajan also, they go for selling the, curd and milk, etc. And they say, do you want Krishna? Do you want Krishna? Because God, that is known as the Mai Anushanga Baddhadiyah Swatmanam Adhasthadedam. So he has no more differences between the Atma or anything else. So, I'm talking about the Gopikas after Bhagavan left the Vrindavan. Sometimes we also feel, why Bhagavan did such a cruel thing? Leaving Vrindavan and going away. Because Bhagavan wanted Gopikas to reach the highest level of bhakti. As long as Bhagavan was there, Bhagavan is, Saguna Sakara, Bhagavan is there. But Bhagavan wanted the Gopikas to reach that Nirguna Nirakara, this state where there is no more Bheda Bhava. So, according to our Bhagavan's, our Acharya śāṇḍilyaḥ, it is ātma-raty-avirodheneti. You do anything, but you are always, in that union with the Atman. So when Bhagavan Adi Sankara also, when he is, expressing about the bhakti, he says in Viveka-Chudamani, so he says, moksha sadhana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi. But what is bhakti? There he says, swaswarupanu sandhanam. Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhakti. Same thing. śāṇḍilyaḥ also says the same. ātma-raty-avirodheneti. Swaswarupa anusandhanam or ātma-tattva-anusandhanam. So, when they sit and then close their eyes, that is Shaiva. When you open your eyes, it is Vaishnava. What? You close your eyes and then go deep into yourself. That is known as the Shaiva Paddhati. Neti, neti, neti. Not this, not this, not this, not this, not that. Mano buddhi hangara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nacha tejo na vayuhu chidananda rupasya. That is Shaiva. Shaivam means going into you. And what is Vaishnava? Open your eyes. Whatever you see, everything is Vishnu. That is Vyapanat Vishnu. What is the meaning of Vishnu? Vyapanat. The one who is all pervading. So when you open your eyes, you are Vaishnava. When you close your eyes, you are Shaiva. So what is the difference between Shaiva and Vaishnava? Sarvabhutastham atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani. Atmanam sarvabhutastham. When I open my eye, I see Bhagavan everywhere. That is Vaishnava. And all this is in me. That is Shaiva. So, that is śāṇḍilyaḥ's mata. See, Bhagavan always be, in the constant, union with the Paramatma, ātma-raty-avirodheneti. So, you do anything, but that constant, the connection with the Lord should not be lost. That is bhakti, according to śāṇḍilyaḥ Acharya. A great Acharya, sometimes when you get some chance, I think it's there in our library also, śāṇḍilyaḥ Bhakti Sūtras. Very beautiful. Now, showing all this, so in the bhakti, according to Vyasa, what is Vyasa? Puja. In puja, all our three karana, Sharira is needed, Vak is needed, Manas is needed. Now, Garga's Katha. In Katha, we need our body, of course, but body is not much involved. Speech and mind are involved. And according to śāṇḍilyaḥ, the mind. So from 3 to 2 to 1. Slowly becomes settler and settler. Now comes Bhagavan Sri Narada's opinion. Nāradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti iti cha. You should add a cha also, okay? Nāradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti iti cha. Now, Bhagavan Narada says, so two, nipatas are there, tu and cha. Tu, Nāradastu. Tu is Vishesha Nipata. And cha is Samuchchaya Nipata. Where is cha? Parama-vyākulateti cha. That is Samuchchaya. What is this? Narada says that I accept, this all three views, what is said by the Garga or by the Vyasa or by the śāṇḍilyaḥ, this all three are correct. I accept all this. That is cha, samuchchaya. Whatever you said is correct, and I accept. But through tu is known as the Vishesha Nipata, says thoda or hai. Everything is correct, but little more. According to Narada, so what we said as the puja and the kadha and ātma-raty, everything is expression of bhakti, but there is something more, little more. Tu. What is that? Narada tu. But Narada says, what bhakti? tad-arpitākhilācāratā. What is bhakti? tad-arpitākhilācāratā is bhakti. Now, akhilācāratā means what? Not only doing puja, not only building the things or going to the satsanga, akhilam, everything. Whether I am eating, whether I am sleeping, whether I am walking, everything is bhakti. So what is bhakti? How bhakti expresses? Bhakti expresses through our daily life. Bhakti is not something which is separate from our day-to-day life. If you feel that, okay, morning I do 10 minutes japa and 10 minutes bhakti, evening 10 minutes bhakti, or even maybe 5 times bhakti, that is not bhakti. According to Narada, you fix some time, like, in your busy schedule. Swami, I do 5 minutes, very good. But that is not bhakti. Bhakti is akhilācāratā tad-arpitam. Every action, whether it is laukika vritti or atmiya vritti or whatever vritti, tad-arpita akhilācāratā. All acharya, all vritti, all pravritti, everything is dedicated to Bhagavan. Tad-arpita. See, never in Nārada Bhakti Sūtra he says who, only tad, tasmin, tad. It could be Krishna, it could be Rama, it could be Shiva, it could be Devi, it could be anyone, or Atma also. Tat. Tad vismaraṇe, sadarpita akhilācāratā. Each and every action is dedicated to Bhagavan, and tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti. Other aspect of bhakti is parama-vyākulateti. When tad-vismaraṇe, if you are not able to remember him for a fraction of a second, you feel the pang of separation. It's terrible pain. Means you can't forget him. That's the thing. Just not doing everything to Bhagavan, but constant remembrance of Bhagavan. What is parama-vyākulateti means? No, you can't, even for a second, it's not possible for you to forget him. If you, because of some reason, if you forget, then it is terrible pain. That is bhakti. That is the manifestation of bhakti. So how we know that? We are practicing bhakti? Are you doing everything as an offering to Bhagavan? Not telling, okay? We do everything and then do whatever we want to do, and then we say, Sri Krishna arpanamastu. Not just telling. Do you really feel, when you are eating, do you feel that I am eating for Krishna? When you are taking bath, do you feel that you are doing this for Bhagavan? No, when you are walking, do you feel that you are doing this? You see, constantly remembering Bhagavan and offering everything to Bhagavan. So what is bhakti according to Bhagavan? Two things. One is constant remembrance of the Lord and dedicating every action to the Lord. Sri Hari Priyadam. That's the only goal. May Bhagavan be pleased. So when we are taking bath also, why we are taking bath? Sri Hari Priyadam. You might have heard about the Prema Pandurangaji, She was a great Bhagavatkara and all that. How many of you have seen her? So she dressed up very well. Very well. Nice sarees and then, alankar, everything. So once I was lucky to listen to her in Vrindavan. She came to Vrindavan and then somebody called her and she did all this. There are parama-virakta sadhus in Vrindavan. So some sadhus were there. So they asked her, see, you are telling Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, which is Yad Vaishnavanam Dhanam, which is Virakta. Then that is which is actually said by Sakshal Sukha Brahmarshi. And then you sit in that, Pida with all these. No, that's not very correct. Mahatma said, okay? She smiled. She did pranam to that Mahatma and said, Maharaj, what you said is very correct. But each and every moment, I am waiting for him. So when Bhagavan comes, I want to present myself in a very good way. I am not wearing all this for people or for myself. I am doing all this for him. When he comes, I want to be ready. That Mahatma prostrated in front of her, said, this is bhakti. So, doing something, not doing something is not bhakti. But tad-arpitākhilācāratā, whatever we do, when we are remembering him and him alone, all our karma is not for this body or for some other person. There's no one else in this world whom we want to please, but we want to please him. And all our karma, when we do in that way, that is bhakti, according to Sri Narada. Naradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā, sarvatma samarpana and nirantara chintanam. So that is the essence of bhakti. So whatever, whenever, wherever, whatever we do, when we are doing all that things for Bhagavan and Bhagavan alone. And we always remember him. That is known as the parama-bhakti. No? So, Naradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇam. Vismarana is marana. Vismarana is marana. If I forget Bhagavan for a fraction of second, I am dead that moment. That one moment, then 1 second, 1 minute, I am not remembering Bhagavan is my death. So see, so how many minutes we live and how many hours we are dead in our life. No? So, if we are remembering him, because see, that's the only, that's actually, matters. All other things. When we, when we look back, all those moments, we remembered him. All those moments, we served him. Not only in Bimba, not only in Pratishta, but when I love you as Bhagavan, when I serve you as Bhagavan, that moment we are living. That is the constant remembrance of Bhagavan. Whatever, wherever, whomever. And dedicating all actions to him. Naradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti. That is the greatest bhakti according to Narada. Smartavyas satatam Vishnuhu vismartavyo na jātuchit sarve vidhi nishedhasyu etayoreva kinkaraha. What is the essence of Shastra? Tell me, I don't want to know so many things. Just tell me in one line the essence of the entire Shastra. What is that? Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Each and every moment we should remember him. Smartavya, remember, satatam. Not only when we sit for puja, not only when we do arati, not only when we are making mahala. Satatam. Sada, sarvada, sarvabhavena, bhagavaneva bhajaniyaha. It is constant remembrance. Smartavyam satatam Vishnuhu vismartavyo na jātuchit. Don't die. Don't forget him and then. No. There was one poor person. He was actually a carpenter. Once he entered into the church, very rarely he used to go. One day, he entered into the church and he heard one line from the gospel. It says, constantly remember God. See, that's why, so there are some vachakas that it may not touch another person, but in his mind, this one line from the gospel is constantly remember God. Constantly pray to him. Now he thought, he just said, how is it possible to constantly pray? No, you are a human being. You sleep, you eat, you go, you have to do. But how constantly praying possible? So it's a very beautiful book which all the sadhakas should read. The name is The Way of Pilgrim in English. I think The Way of Pilgrim. Yes, a very beautiful book. It's a Russian book. This person was a Russian person, and then he went to many people and asked, "What is this?" They said, "Oh, this is all just." But then he went and then he had so much of that vairagya, that jnana. So he meets a guru in his pilgrimage, in his travel, and then that guru teaches him how to remember, how to do the constant prayer to Lord. So these thoughts are there. These thoughts are universal. Wherever real sadhakas are there. What is there? Tad-arpitākhilācāratā. It's not that, why we think that it is not possible to worship always? Because we think that a certain set of actions are only worship. All other things are not worship. That's how we think. But Narada says not so. Jojo, whatever you are doing, change into the worship of Bhagavan. tad-arpitākhilācāratā, tad-vismaraṇe, parama-vyākulateti. Mukunda murdna pranipatyayache bhavantamekāntamiyantamartam abhismrutitvacharanāravinde bhave mestu bhavat prasadat. Bhagavan, I am not asking you anything. I am not asking for name, fame, I am not asking for wealth or health or anything. I am not even asking for moksha. Bhave, in each and every life. If you want to give me hundreds of life, as a buffalo or a cow or a man or whatever, doesn't matter. This is only one prayer. What is my only prayer? Mukunda murdna pranipatya. Offering my head at your lotus feet, I pray to this Bhagavan. Yache, I beg. What is that? What do you want? Bhavantam ekantam yantamartam. Only one thing I am praying to you. What is that? Abhismrutitvacharanāravinde. I should never forget your lotus feet. Tvacharanāravinde avismritihi. I should never have the forgetfulness at your lotus feet. This is the only one prayer I want. Anything else you do with me. But constantly I should be able to remember you. If that is okay with you, I am okay with anything. You put me as a donkey, monkey, no problem. But as donkey or as monkey, I should always be remembering your pada-aravinda. Nothing else. So, one is this constant remembrance. Another is, tad-arpitākhilācāratā. Jihve kirtaya keshavam muraripum cheto bhaja sridharam pāṇidvandva samarchayāchyutakadām śrotradvayatvam srunu krishnam lokayalocanadvaya harergacchāṅgridvyukmālayam jigraghṛāṇamukunda pādatulasīm mūrdhennamo namadokshajam. Oh Bhagavan, oh my each and every body part, you do only one thing. What is that? Worship Him. Jihve kirtaya keshavam. Oh Jihve, oh my tongue, you want to talk, you want to speak. You can't sit quietly. Okay, no problem. You speak. But what you should speak? Kirtaya keshavam. Now, is it possible to always chant Bhagavan's name? Yes. How? Be careful that you are not speaking anything which will cause pain in anyone. Should be very careful that to whom you are speaking, that person is Bhagavan. So, you are speaking to anyone, you are actually kirtanam of Keshava. Jihve kirtaya keshavam muraripum cheto bhaja. Oh my dear mind, you want to always imagine and think about something, please do that. Whom? Muraripum. The one who destroyed the mura. What is mura? Mura is the papa-vritti. So, the one who had destroyed the all papa-vrittis, that muraripum cheto bhaja. Oh my dear mind, what you want, I will give you everything to you. You do one thing for me. What is that? Please remember Bhagavan. Cheto bhaja, muraripum cheto bhaja, sridharam pāṇidvandva samarchaya. Oh, my hands, you want to do something, na? You do what you should do. Panidvandva, oh my dear, both hands, please worship Bhagavan. Sridharam samarchaya. So, yadyad karma karomi, whatever I am doing, whether I am eating, whether I am taking bath, or whether I am washing clothes, or whether I am serving people, or I am studying, writing, all these things are Sridhara Archana. No, this all, whatever I do with my hands, it's the worship of Bhagavan. See, please understand the other way also, okay? That means, so when you are doing any action with your hands, you should be constantly remembering Bhagavan and then feeling that I am doing which is proper for Bhagavan. Suppose somebody comes and asks you, please make a coffee, a cup of tea for me. Oh, tea. Go and there into the Annakshatra something is there. Go and no, otherwise, no, you have to give. Now what to do? Once, Swami Brahmananda ji, Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, he was sitting on the terrace and then, brahmacharis were cutting vegetables, etc. for cooking. So he called one brahmachari and said, he gave him some sweets, etc. and said, my dear son, please go back. Go back where? Go back home. Why? Because you can't live the spiritual life. So other disciples asked Maharaj, why you said like this? So it's a good boy. What is? So I was watching how he's cutting that vegetables. He was doing it without any. If, what is bhakti? What is spirituality? Spirituality is not doing something extra. Spirituality is doing things as Sridhara Panidvayarchanam. So, whenever we are doing each and every small things, constant remembrance should be there. And then when you are keeping a plate, you are keeping that plate for Bhagavan. When you are eating for Bhagavan. When you are dressing for Bhagavan. So, oh my dear Panidvandva samarchaya. And Achyutakadham srotradvayatvam srunu. Oh my dear ears, you want to listen so many things, na? Okay, but what you should listen? Listen to the Achyutakadha, the stories of Bhagavan. Do not allow, oh my dear ears, do not allow anything which will pollute our ears. You should be very careful. Now, hearing this, when people are talking also, should be careful. We should get a inner door to close it. Outer door, you should not do like this, it will be but inner. So, wherever, is it possible for no, yes, how? So, when the people are talking, whatever they want to talk, you start your japa. So, we have to practice that. No, we should practice. We will be standing there, listening to people, but inside, we are only hearing Bhagavan's Nama. Okay, that is Achyutakatham Srotradvayatvam Srunu. What you should listen? You listen Bhagavan's Nama Rupa Kada Tattva. Krishnam Lokaya Lochanadvaya. Oh my dear eyes, please see only Bhagavan. Krishnam Lokaya. You want to see many things? Go and see whatever you want to see. But each one, wherever, whatever you are looking at, see Krishna in that. So, I am looking at this. Let me train myself to see Krishna here. Now, Krishnam Lokaya Lochanadvaya. Hare Gacha Angri Yukma. No, you want to go somewhere? Go to Bhagavan's temple. Where Bhagavad Sanidhya is there, Samipya is there. That's the place we should go. Jighra Ghrana Mukunda Pada Tulasim. You want to smell something? Smell the Tulasi which is offered at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Murdhan Nama Adhokshajam. Oh my dear head, so much of ahankara is there. Put this head in front of him. Yadyad karma karomi tad-arpitākhilam shambho tava aradhanam nāradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti. How we know that we are in the path of dharma or the bhakti? Are we progressing? So if parama-vyakulata comes to us, there is vipralamba sringara. There are sringara is of two kinds, sambhoga sringara and vipralamba sringara. Sambhoga sringara is when you are, with your beloved. But how we know that how much we love our beloved? When you are separated. When you are different places, that is the time you know whether you love that person or not. When together, but what is this? Parama-vyakulata. Oh, we should feel this. Sri Ramakrishna says, it is, I used to feel that somebody is, twisting my hridaya. Like after taking bath, how we, twist our towel to drive up the water. Like that, we have to, we should feel that. Every evening, when the Arati, and Arati, at the time of Arati, when the bell rings, Sri Ramakrishna will, Gadadhara, Sri Ramakrishna Gadadhara will roll in the mud and they will cry, oh my mother, when shall I see you? People used to think that, his mother passed away, so now she is calling for them. That kind of vyakulata should be there. Parama-vyakulata. One disciple asked, Guru, how much vyakulata I should have? He said, come, I will show you. He took him to the river and put him out inside his head. How much was your vyakulata for prana? Oh my God, I could give anything for just that kind of vyakulata. When it comes to you, you can see Bhagavan. Naradastu tad-arpitākhilācāratā tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti. If you get a little bit of that, little of vyakulata, little love, if you can remember him at least for a few minutes, our life is blessed. May Bhagavan himself bless us. You studied that mantra. Nāyam ātma-pravachanena labhyaha na medhaya na bahuna strutena. Yameva esha vrunute tena labhyaha tasya esha ātma. So that in our tradition we say that esha sadhakaha. When we choose Bhagavan, then Bhagavan shows us the truth. In Bhakti they said, Bhagavan should choose us. Yameva eshaha paramatma yam vrunute. Whomever he chooses, to him. So there are two things. One is Bhagavad Kripa, another is Purusha Prayerna. So here you see both. Tad-arpitākhilācāratā is Purusha Prayerna. tad-vismaraṇe parama-vyākulateti is Bhagavad Kripa. So when that kind of Kripa and the effort of us joins together, that becomes the real pilgrimage. May Bhagavan bless all of us with at least, a drop of love for him. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya പൂർണ്ണമേവാവശിഷ്യത്തെ. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. ഹരി ഓം. ശ്രീ ഗുരുഭ്യോ നമഃ. ഹരി ഓം. बोलिए श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की. ओम हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेव. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम. गोविंदा गोविंदा.